Hi kids. So for about a week now I've been having issues with my car not wanting to go into gear. It acts like the clutch is going out, and it may be. But before we go that far, I'm going to go ahead and replace the master cylinder on the clutch. And I think I can do this in a way that's a little bit different than most of the videos I've seen. I don't know, let's find out. So if you're wondering where the clutch master cylinder is, it's back there. And I watched a couple of different videos. Eric the Car Guy does one similar to what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to do a little bit different step. Sue at 1A Automotive takes the entire system out, but she was replacing the slave cylinder as well, which is down there somewhere. I think it's right there. Somewhere down under the battery. This is the new master cylinder, and if you look at where that red plastic cap is, that's actually like a fitting that goes in there and is held in with this weird U-shaped pin. We're going to try and pull that pin and pull this master cylinder and then put the pin back in and see if we can avoid removing all these hydraulic lines and breaking those potentially, that kind of stuff. Alright, maybe that'll make it a little easier to see down there. We're going to take this giant screwdriver. If I can pull it out back here, the question is going to be, can I put it back? That's coming out pretty easy. Get my big pliers and see if that pops out. Well, it does come out, but it's hitting the brake booster. Yay! But I do think that's enough to get it out. So once that's out, this fitting should just pop straight out of there. Let's find out if my hunch is correct. Oh, there it goes. What this is saving me is the potential of destroying this hydraulic line. Then we go up under the dash and take out two 12mm nuts. There's one on this side and there's one the other side. There's one and there's the other. I gotta get those two out. There's one nut. Ta-da. The other one's over here. Ta-da. The clutch pedal's got this weird little pin and clevis thing. We've got to take that out. So let's try and get that pin out. There's that. That's what we're going after. And that just goes through this like clevis pin. Push that out. And there we go. It's pretty simple. She should just pull on out now. You know what? This thing looks like it got replaced at some point. What the hell? What am I doing? Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Urethra. So here's our new one. As you can see, it does not come with the fitting, but it does have the holes for that, I don't know, what is that, a staple? I'm going to call that a staple. I'll tell you what, I'm going to set this aside until I get ready for it, because I'll drop it otherwise. There goes that. Down on there. Right, here's a drill bit with a little plastic cap stuck on the end. I'm going to stick that down in there so that I can try to bleed this thing. Push this plunger in, then seal off this hole, then let it back out. The idea being it's going to create a vacuum that should suck fluid in there. There it goes. There. Now we are bench bled, folks. Goes on this side, right? See how that works? Just kind of locks in around the fitting that we're going to be putting on in a minute. This piece goes this way. We'll have to adjust that a little bit. And let's try and wrestle this back behind this line again. Oh, it is tight fit down in there. I was having trouble getting those holes to align, so I just went on the inside and pulled it through. Now, let's see if we can get our hydraulic line to go on. Hopefully I haven't bent it up too much. Gotta get that to seat all the way down in there. See if I can get it to seat a little better. I got that, I think. Let's make sure that's actually in there secure. Yes, it is. Now that I'm looking at this used one, it is a Nissan, which I think might be OEM. I'm not 100% sure. That's a quality part, but it looks so new compared to the rest of the car. This does not look like a 300,000 mile clutch cylinder to me. Get this clevis pin back in. There, I think that's it. Ooh. Ah. Yeah. Put this locking pin back in it. This is a little tricky job here because it's kind of upside down and on your head. It's always fun working under the dash. There's that. Okay. Next step's going to be bleeding the system. Yay! Now, to bleed the clutch cylinder, we're going to have to get this battery out of here, some of this airbox stuff. I'm not exactly sure what. Let's find out. My cheap AutoZone rubber battery strap broke. I did end up getting a battery box. This battery box out of an Odyssey. Putting on here. There we go. Alright, where is the clutch? There it is. There it is. I see that little bastard. Where is the bleeder though? Bleeder. Oh, it's on the back side. Wow, so it's way back in there. Good grief. Let's go down into the engine compartment. If you can see, that back there. There we go. There is the slave cylinder to the clutch, and there's the throw-out fork for the clutch. And the bleeder for this is way over there next to the engine mount. See it? There it is. Way over there. Yay. So I'm going to start off by just working that fork back and forth like this and seeing if it makes any difference. See if we can get air to come up in here. Oh yeah, see there? So you can see it's definitely pushing fluid through, but there's also lots of air in the line. 8mm, and open that adjustment and try to gravity bleed this, which gravity bleeding just means you open the adjuster right there and let gravity pull the fluid through. Clutch system uses DOT3. Honda would like you to use their fluid, which is also, as far as I'm concerned, DOT3. But we want to make sure it doesn't run out, because if it runs out, well, then you've just filled your system full of air again. That's exactly the opposite of what we're trying to do. See that level dropping? Of course, I'm bleeding all over the place. Let's dump a little more in there. Over the course of, say, 300,000 miles like this car has on it, your car heats up, cools down, goes through winter, goes through summer. And because there is some little bit of air in your system, you can have condensation. And eventually that leads to water being part of your system. So it's good to flush it every once in a while and get that residual water out of there. I'm sure you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing here, but I'm closing that valve. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Before it runs out of fluid again. Pump that a few more times just to make sure it's good. Very little bit, but we'll keep working that out. I'm hand pumping this slave cylinder again. Some kind of crud floating in my fluid down there. That's great. Hook that cable retainer back up. Put our battery box back in. So, what do you think of my new battery tie-down strap? I was going to get a cold air intake and really boost the horsepower, but I decided to go with this instead. Got the same effect. Well, here comes the moment of truce. Not very... Whoa, shit. Not used to that. It is working, but it does need some adjusting. Good grief. Stop. Country music on my radio. Almost died right there. Did you see that? Country music? Good. Shifting much better. Pedal feels really weak though. I still got some air in the line. I'll have to bleed that one more time at least. Not bad. I do need to adjust that little clevis a little bit, but I'll have to get the book out and look at exactly what the specs are on that. You're supposed to measure from the floor to the pedal and how much is engaged when it's doing stuff and things and whatnot. And if you get that adjustment wrong, you'll burn the clutch up. Don't want to do that. Yeah, not bad. So that's it, kids. That's all it takes to change that master cylinder out. Just a few tools, some fluid, and a new master cylinder. $50 for that master cylinder at AutoZone. And you can do this, I promise. See you next week.